So today I'm going to give you the roadmap that took me from zero into profiting over $200,000 in these markets. And this video is for 90% of you traders that are still looking for profitability but aren't still there yet. And let me tell you, I've talked to hundreds of profitable traders, and so many times when I meet a profitable trader, I love to know what they did in order to get to where they are at right now. And this roadmap to fund it is not what I've personally followed, but also what multiple of my students have followed. And this is the roadmap that I give them in order to become profitable and in order to get funded as a trader. Now, this is what is inside of the Simple Trading Edge, but this applies to all the courses. Doesn't matter if it's free, doesn't matter if you paid $50, $100, or $5,000, $10,000. It does not matter. You need to follow this roadmap within the course that you're following or within anything you use in order to learn to trade to actually be able to go for funding. Because you know, every time I make a video about risk management for prop firms, every time I make a video about how to get a payout, I always preface it by saying that you need to become profitable before you go for prop firms. And this is the roadmap that I'm going to give you. So grab your pen and paper, or if you want to download this for free, it's going to be the second link in the description. And since this is something that is inside of the Simple Trading Edge and it's supposed to be exclusive, let's do this. For the next 2 days, the Simple Trading Edge launch offer actually stopped 2 days ago on Saturday, but to give you guys the opportunity, I'm going to give you an exclusive link that for 2 days is going to work. And if you check it and the time is gone, then you don't get the launch price anymore, but you can join the waitlist. So let's go through the roadmap to get funded. And don't forget that this is what you should be doing if you want to become profitable, no matter what stage you are in. So this is the roadmap to get funded. And step number one is that you need to watch the content. So watch the content of whatever course you have for free, paid, no matter what it is. And you need to watch the content and familiarize yourself with the market mechanics, the technicals, and the strategy that you are learning. Right? This is the main thing. If you are learning from someone that is profitable and from something that is proven, the first thing you have to do is understand the strategy. Because if you don't understand the strategy, you can't even go to step number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter. You can't get profitable if you don't understand your strategy. So number one is learn. So learn is definitely number one, and if you do not learn, then you are doing something wrong. Now, step number 2 is practicing. After watching the content, it's important to put it into practice. This is where you will do the exercises laid out inside of the Simple Trading Edge content, so I will explain to you what those exercises are, and you will for the first time experience the concepts in the market. And basically, these are the exercises that I tell people to do. The daily bias exercise, which is basically understanding the direction of the market on the daily time frame. We have backtesting, hindsight testing. Now, if you guys don't know what any of these are, don't worry, I can make a video on all of these, but what most people know is the backtesting, right? So once you've watched the content and now you understand the strategy, the goal is to practice, and the number one thing that I would tell you to do is to backtest the pair that you are actually going to trade, the pair or the pairs. And I recommend you doing that for at least 2 years and have at least 100 trades to prove your trading profitability. Then you should watch trade recaps based on the strategy that you're trading. So if you're trading ICT and you want to do it all for free, go check trade recaps that other YouTubers or even ICT himself does in order for you to know how the person that you are learning from approaches the market, views the trades, manages the trades from the analysis to the execution. And so this one is very, very important because like that, you see someone that is profitable already applying what you've learned and you try to apply in the backtesting, right? So now you've learned from someone, you practiced and made mistakes, you've learned from the executions from someone that is profitable using your strategy. So now what you do is you actually rewatch the content. Now, a lot of people don't understand why, and let me explain to you why. So this is the analogy that I give inside of the Simple Trading Edge. Right now, in this video, you probably were looking at me and you didn't notice that right there on my screen is a winning trade. You probably didn't notice that, but now that I showed you, you actually know. So now you can't ignore that there's a winning trade right there. What does that mean and how does this work? Now that you've watched the content backtest it and watch someone that trades your strategy doing it profitably through trade recaps or any analysis, you've now unlocked a lot of information that the content had that you didn't notice before. So there might be a specific way that the person you are learning from looks at the market and you never thought about it. But once you backtest and you notice something weird and you go into the trade recaps and you hear that person explain exactly why they are taking particular trades, you are unlocking your vision. Your vision goes from something that is very broad into being able to view a few more things. So there's small details in the main content that we've talked about or your mentor has talked about that you were not able to take in because you were not in the mentality to process that information, just like this winning trade. But right now you see it. So this is why rewatching the content is so important, because you'll get new nuggets of information. And believe me, this is what I have always done, no matter what mentorship I was in, no matter if I was learning for free or paid. So this is where you go into step number 6, which is practice again. So you go and do the backtesting, go and do the daily bias exercise, the hindsight testing, the power of 3 exercise, so many things, because practice makes perfect. After watching all of the content, practicing and rewatching the content to take further golden nuggets from the content, it's time to practice again. And the reason I say this is because most football players, most basketball players, what do they do 90% of the time? They practice, right? Do you think that LeBron James became this amazing basketball player because he was just constantly playing good games? Every time I see an interview of Kobe Bryant, everything he talks about is, I practiced more than anyone. If someone was practicing for 2 hours, I was practicing for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So can you see the competitive in him and his focus on practice, because that's what you are then going to translate into live market. So practice makes perfect, and it's one of the most important things. And this is where you go live. And bear with me for a second, because yes, the people inside of the Simple Trading Edge, they get a $10,000 challenge for free, and that's what they use in step number 7. And that's fine because it's a free challenge. But many of you would be better off putting a small amount of money into a personal account and trading that professionally, so risking 1%, maximum 2%, and proving profitability to you before you go to a prop firm challenge. Why? Because it's easier to blow through challenges than it is to blow your own money on a live account. And by the way, none of this is financial advice. I'm just telling you from my own experience. That's what I did. I never traded demo. Now, there was an analogy that I heard in terms of how much money to deposit. I don't remember where I heard this, but they said, think about how much money someone could steal from you where you would be a little bit pissed, but it wouldn't put you in a financial rut. And then you know how much money you should deposit into a broker. But this is all depending on personal preference. But at this point, you should not be depositing money into a broker that you can't afford to lose. You never really should do that. And the focus for you is to have live market experience, feel the emotions of live trading, and having to execute. That is the number one thing. Now that you've practiced, you've learned, you've practiced, you've learned, your number one thing is to execute. Because with the content and with the practice, you become what I call a statistically profitable trader. But the only profitable traders are in the live market, right? None of you will be a profitable backtesting trader. That doesn't exist because that doesn't put money into your bank account. So going live and executing is the main thing. And that is where you start going for funding, right? After you prove profitability to you, after you've proved that you can make money in the live market, this is where you actually start thinking into going for prop firms. But this is really the roadmap that you should be using if you want to become a profitable trader. And this is the roadmap that I give to every single person that joins the Simple Trading Edge, which you can check in the first link in the description. Now, if you want this roadmap fully for free, check the second link in the description where you can get it for free, print it, do whatever you want to do with it to guide you on your journey to profitability. In theory, this looks amazing, but it takes time. When you want to become profitable, it's going to take time. right? In theory, it's all rainbows and sunshine. You practice, boom, now you're profitable. We're not talking about the psychological aspect, but if you have a simple trading edge, if you have something you can repeatedly be profitable on, then you can make money from trading. And I know so many people don't believe they can do it, but believe me, you can. I've done it. I've seen other people do it. I coached someone that was able to make 2x his salary after 8 months inside of the simple trading edge. But again, he went through trial and tribulations. Keep that in mind. You can't believe that you are going to become a profitable trader without putting the work in. And trading is accessible, but that does not mean that it's easy. But also, it's not the hardest profession in the world. It's something that you have to give it time, just like you give to everything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in what step of the roadmap you are currently in, and let me know what you are feeling in your current step. And if you comment with this emoji right here, leave a like, subscribe, I'm going to enter you into a giveaway of a $10,000 prop firm challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.